you're with your wife now and you find that you can't get along. There always seems to be a small issue which is splitting you apart. Something very small and it turns into something very large. Or when you start arguing, you start to become very abusive and you feel this isn't within my character. Or your spouse becomes very, very abusive. Now you know your spouse. You know the character of your spouse. And this person is now acting out of character. They're behaving out of character. Some of the things that they are saying, perhaps normally they don't use foul language. Now they are using a lot of foul language. There's a lot of cursing going on. Say, look, why do you use foul language? I just don't know. It just comes out. Or for our sisters, we find that they will lose large amounts of hair. A lot of hair loss. A lot of hair loss, or their hair will begin to get very, very thin, or they will begin to develop skin problems. They will begin to develop rashes, etc. Another thing is feeling extremely lethargic. Always feeling like you want to do something. You have aspirations to do things for your spouse, or you have aspirations to do things around the home, but it just seems that you feel very lethargic and there's no energy. You just feel like, you begin to get very depressed. You almost, feel like you don't have any purpose. You feel like your life isn't going anywhere. You start to think suicidal thoughts. Perhaps you even start to self-harm. Another thing, ikhwani, is dreams. You start to dream. And a very, very common thing, almost uniform amongst people who are suffering from magic, is they will start to see snakes in their dreams. You may also start to see a lot of death in your dreams. So you start seeing dead bodies, you start seeing a lot of blood, you start to see a lot of chaos, and your dreams are becoming very, very vivid. Another thing, while you are awake, you may find in the corner of your eye, you see like shadows, black clouds, and you think, did I see that? And you look, and actually you think, no, and you begin to tell yourself you're just seeing things, you're becoming paranoid. If you start to see this on a regular basis, perhaps you're in the kitchen, perhaps you're downstairs, perhaps you're in bed, and you wake up in the middle of the night and it seems that there's something hovering over you or something flashes by, then again, a cause for concern. Another thing that you might see, ikhwani, you might actually see a person. You might see a person standing at the foot of your bed. Somebody might walk over to you and try and grab you. You might see any of these things. Other things, ikhwani, you may find that you are unable to be intimate with your partner. There is no love in this particular way. Maybe it's been months and months and months. Other things, ikhwani, you will begin to become extremely suspicious of your spouse. There's nothing to be suspicious of. And shaitan begins to whisper. When you are together, you hate one another. You go together and you just don't want to be with each other. But then when you are separate, you miss one another. When you are separate, you want to be together. For the sisters, you find that inside the marital home, something is not letting you stay inside that marital home. Every time you're there, you have problems. You get these skin issues, hair loss, loss of sleep, bad dreams, suspicions. And then you go back to your mother's house, you go back to your father's house, and you're absolutely fine.